Did you know using your browser in incognito mode doesn't actually protect your privacy? Take back your privacy with IPVanish VPN. Just one tap and all your data, passwords, communications, browsing history, and more will be instantly protected. IPVanish makes you virtually invisible online. Use IPVanish on all your devices, anytime you go online at home and especially on public Wi-Fi. Get IPVanish now for 70% off a yearly plan with this exclusive offer at ipvanish.com/audio.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Cozy One Podcast. This is season 7, where we are dissecting different types of parents and different levels of parenting so we can be better parents, so we can be aware of what we need to tweak a little bit, what we need to get rid of, and what we need to add in. So I hope you guys are ready to be honest, ready to hear feedback and constructive criticism, because that's what it is. Most of the time I can only speak from my experiences, but majority of the time I'm talking to you about parenting that makes sense, parenting that creates a healthy family construct and healthy children. That's what we want. We want healthy children so they can have healthy families and they can live a great life. All right, so let's get into this episode. Hey guys, welcome to season 8 of Cozy One Podcast.
I'm doing something cheapy.
This episode I want to talk about why we cannot live through our children, and parents who are currently focused on living through their kids. You're stealing your child's childhood, and I'll explain why.
Hey Cozy Woman fam, this is JC, the dopest mommy around and owner of He Hates My Tees, a novelty t-shirt company based out of Arlington, Texas. This is our first year grinding it out, and baby, it's been a beautiful journey. I'm a mommy of 2 spicy kids, Davy and Jameson, and an educator. And I started my company as a way to be self-sufficient and control my own narrative on my value after working several years in a corporate environment being, undervalued. My latest collection is called The Dopest Around, saluting all dope ass folks. We just released the Dopest Mommy Around dad hats, and they are fire. You hear me? Fire. It's available in several colors. Follow us on IG at He Hates My Tees, and visit our website, hehatesmytees.com. And that's tees, Tees. Use code COZY15 for 15% off your purchase. Love ya, be dope, stay dope, and I'll see you around.
Living through your kids is a dangerous thing to do. I feel like if we do it indirectly, that's fine. And when you live through your kids indirectly, that means you allow them to find their joys in life, and then you get happy when they get happy about their joys in life. Not the things you liked as a kid, not the things you wanted to do as a kid and you couldn't do, the things they like, the things they want to do. And that's super important when it comes to noticing and taking note of, this is my child. This child is a part of me, but this child is not me. Therefore, I can't push my thoughts and my wants and my victories or failures onto my child. Just because I wanted to become a doctor and something happened and I couldn't finish school, I'm forcing my child to become a doctor. And sometimes that's usually something that you find in foreign households or cultures with their families where, West Indians are usually forcing or pushing their child to become a doctor or become a nurse or go work for a wealthy family so you can set yourself up, or try to get a job at a good hospital taking care of someone else. And to me, as a Black woman in America, I feel like the culture and the idea that Black women and Black people are supposed to take care of and make sure everybody feels good in other cultures is like a turnoff for me in so many ways, especially because during slavery and still now in slavery, we are looked at as the caretakers. Now in the United States, when you see the elderly in a store in a wheelchair and they have a helper, their helper is usually Black, Hispanic, African, West Indian, of that descent. And it's kind of like, why is that? Why don't you see more of a European culture taking care of the elderly or taking care of the sick, or being nurses at a nursing home, or, cleaning the rooms of the elderly, people that can't take care of themselves, or being an in-house nurse? It's really pushed on us, and that's why I'm not really for that. And so when it comes to my family, my mom was never pushing me to become a doctor. My mom was never pushing me to become a nurse. My mom was never pushing me to become a child care provider, because that's usually, in the back of our heads as always being able to have money or to make a life for yourself is by taking care of other people. For my daughters, I feel like I want them to figure out what is it in life that they love, that they're really passionate about, and just pour into that. And as long as I'm alive and able, I'm going to pour into them so they can pour into that. And I want them to be their best selves, and I want them to have fun, and I want them to experience life. And whenever they feel joy, I automatically feel joy. Whenever they're laughing, I want to know what they're laughing at. It's not that, I was never, valedictorian. You got to be valedictorian. You don't got to do that. I went to college, so you have to go to college. You don't have to do that. I wanted to do design. You have to do design. You don't have to do that. I really pay attention to what they do effortlessly, and I really talk to them about it. I immerse them in it. We watch YouTube videos of people doing something that they're good at so they can see other technique. I take them to the museums, not recently because of this COVID stuff. I take them to the zoo. I take them into different areas of Georgia so they can see that, hey, this is an area of Georgia where it's really bushy and there's not a lot of people. This is an area of Georgia where it's very city-like and very busy. I take them out of the state. I take them out of the country. I try to broaden their horizons so they see that their life isn't capped in any way. You, meaning my children, determine what life they want to live. And until my children are of 25 age and older, I feel like it is my job to continuously always pour into them to make sure I'm my best so I can make sure they're their best. And there's no cutting off of that. Even when my children turn 26 years old and they have their own things and their own wants and their own desires, I'm still picking up on that first ring. You know what I'm saying? And as a father, as a mother, as a grandparent, I think our grandparents are really open with our children because they see the pros and cons of how they raise our parents. And then our parents are really open and willing with our kids because they see the pros and cons of what they did with us. And it's kind of like our children become their second chance to parent. And sometimes that can go overboard and sometimes it doesn't. But I don't think it's up to us to live directly through our children. My children don't have to love art because I love art, but I show them art so they know they have an option of what possibilities are. I do creative things with my children so they know that, hey, this is an option too. I could build things, I could create things, I could make things. Today we built a birdhouse. Tomorrow we'll paint the birdhouse, you know what I'm saying? And then the next day we'll put up the birdhouse, and then we'll go to find bird food to put in the birdhouse, and then we'll hang it on the tree in the yard. And so it's all in giving them options and avenues and different streets to cross in life of what they can do and what their possibilities are, and always being willing to answer their questions and do what we need to. And children are very inquisitive, very curious. They love exploring. They love doing things with their hands, asking questions, and their mind is always going. And as a mom, I can't speak for a dad because I'm not a dad. My mind is always going. So it is up to me to always pour into them, to expose them to a different lifestyle, to point out things to them, to fill in what I wish I had as a kid, but I didn't. But they don't live their life on my thoughts and my wants. They live their life for them. And in turn, I want them to raise children where they do the same thing, and they pour into them, and they are very giving and very grateful and very thankful during the process. So that is why I say we cannot live through our kids, because it's not fair. We have to do more of asking our kids what they like. Why do you like that? What is this about? How do they do that? Could you see yourself in 5 years doing this? What do you want to be when you grow up? If you were in this situation, what option would you pick? This one or that one? If, you saw a turtle hurt in the road, what would you do? Why is it important not to drive the car past ducks? Why do people kill elephants? My daughter, 3-year-old, asked me today, why do people kill animals? And it's kind of like, well, I don't kill animals, but I didn't say that. I just told her, some people shoot animals for fun. Some people are just hateful. Some people, all those questions I got to answer. I don't have to answer, but I answer because that tells me that my child's mind is working and absorbing information. So as a parent, you have to constantly expose your children to life and always want your children to be better than you were, and to have more opportunities, and to just be immersed into what they love without judgment. And don't steal your time and your moments and the bonding that you could build with your child because you're stuck on your child being into a sport that you love. You're stuck on your child being into makeup or modeling, or you're stuck on your child being into cars and they're not into cars. Let your child explore life and hone in on what they do without effort, and tweak it to where it's perfected. And if you love music and your child doesn't love music, figure out what your child loves. We are not our children are not us, therefore we are not supposed to be living through our children on our failed dreams. That is it. Thank you guys for supporting Cozy One Podcast. My name is Shan. When you listen, you support. And I just want you guys to know that I am thankful and I'm grateful. And when you listen, you support. myself, you support my daughters. When you buy anything from Cozy Womb Shop, you support, and I appreciate it. You could have picked any podcast and you're here. Please visit us on Cozy Womb on Facebook, Cozy Womb Pod on IG, Cozy Womb Pod on Twitter. I would love to hear from you, and I hope you guys have another teachable day, another productive day, and you just keep things in motion. I know things feel very weird right now with this quarantine going on, but we can do it. Peace. Bye.
Bye.
Hey there! Did you know Baker's always gives you savings and rewards on top of our lower than low prices? And when you download the Baker's app, you'll enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons. And don't forget fuel points to help you save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. Want to save even more? With a Boost membership, you'll get double fuel points and free delivery. So shop and save big at Baker's today. Baker's, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Restrictions apply. See site for details.